have just been cutting up so many bags of peaches because I was at my brother's house and his peach tree was just overflowing and they're going out of town, so the peaches were going to fall off the tree and rot. But I took off most of my rings in order to cut up the peaches, so I wanted to film a little put my rings back on with me video while I go through what I'm wearing today and tell you more about them. So this one is new. It is actually 2 rings, and I'm still kind of figuring out how to style this because I haven't had it very long. But let me make sure it's facing the right way so I can show it to you. One thing that's like a little tricky about it is the diamonds easily face the wrong way. But so one thing that was interesting about this when I actually ordered it, the artist on Etsy made me say whether I'm planning to wear it on my right or left hand. And I actually still can't figure out if that's necessary because it feels like you should just be able to flip it over and it would work. But anyway, I can't quite figure it out still whether that makes sense to me or not. But I decided I was gonna wear it on my right hand because I have really been liking this chain by Nana Bijou on Etsy on my left hand. And so I'm gonna put this one on first, and I've been wearing it with on my index and my ring finger. And this one is just like a stacker that I also got off Etsy. I learned recently that this style was popularized by a brand called Spinelli Kilcullen, but there are now a lot of different jewelry brands that make stacks like this. And the way it works is it's actually like 4 different rings that are attached together with these little gold jump rings. So that's my first one. Let's see. Next, on my index finger, what I usually do is I stack my Oura ring on top of that. And my Oura ring, I like the metrics that it provides me, but it's actually weirdly hard to style with other rings because it's kind of thick. She's thick. So what I usually try to do to make it fit in a little bit and act like it belongs a little bit more is I try to stack some little pave style band like this. And this is just bezel set moissanite eternity band, and they're black moissanite. And I stack it on top like this because it just makes it look like it fits in a little bit more. Then on my ring finger, what I have been wearing lately is this one. And this ring is freaking ridiculous. It's ginormous, and it is a step cut moissanite. It is not diamond. But I really wanted to try out this style because I had seen like a number of engagement ring designers making this like east-west style with really large lab-grown diamonds, and I wanted to try it out. So one thing that I did when I designed this with a jeweler overseas, and we added these nice bezel ridges, which I think really almost makes the stone look bigger than it is. And one touch that he added, which I think is really nice, is underneath, I don't know if you can see, but underneath he added this flower of life motif underneath the band, which is so amazing because one of the issues I have with this style of band, if there's nothing underneath, is that the edges can be weirdly pokey and they can almost like, it can be uncomfortable. They can almost cut into your finger sometimes. And so I love having a design like this underneath because it makes it so much more comfortable to wear. So that's that one. And then on my pinky, I have been wearing 2 rings that I got from eBay. This one is a 9-karat gold vintage band, and it was sold as a size 7, but I don't think it's a size 7 because it fits my pinky, and my pinky is like a size 5.5. And so one thing that's interesting about this is I think because it's vintage and also maybe because it's 9-karat gold, it came kind of like blackened almost, maybe tarnished. I'm not sure what that was. But I haven't cleaned it because I almost feel like it accentuates the knot design. I don't know, maybe that's gross, but I like it. And then I also got this one, which is I think just like a wedding band off of eBay as well. And so one pro tip is this one is actually, I got it for my ring finger. I got it in a size 7 to fit my ring finger, but I have too much that I wear on my ring fingers. And so I have been putting this on my pinky and then stacking on top of it this new knot design, and it kind of locks it in. Even though this one's too big for my pinky, I can wear them both together. Okay, so that is this hand. On my wrist, I'm just wearing some bracelets. These two mixed metal ones are they're white gold and yellow gold, and they're from Etsy. And this one, I don't know what this link is called, but I think it's really beautiful. It's almost like a panther style link, but bigger, like elongated. And I think this is from Kenzie Vintage or Ken's Vintage. I don't know how you pronounce it on Instagram. And then this one is one of my favorites. This is a little snake ring, which is from Local Eclectic, and I usually wear it on my pointer finger. Unfortunately, I was just looking to see if they still have this one, and I think they got rid of it, which is so sad because I looked forever to find the perfect snake ring, and I think this is it. I'm very particular about snake rings. I want to see both the head and the tail independently, but I also feel this is so weird. I feel very strongly that I want the snake to be interlocked with itself, because I feel like that makes it more durable and more comfortable to wear, because you're like less likely to catch things on it, I feel. And so yeah, this little yellow gold and diamond snake ring by Local Eclectic I think is the perfect one, and they don't have it anymore, which makes me really sad. But I guess that's your sign. If you see something on Local Eclectic and you love it, you should get it then, because it might go away. This one is something I made recently with my local jeweler. They're called D&H Jewelers. They're in San Francisco, and they are focused on sustainable jewelry. I loved working with them. This is a like almost a horseshoe shape ring, I guess. I don't know what shape horses' feet are, but essentially it's flat on the top and it's curved around the sides. And one thing that they did at D&H is they actually indented the sides of this ring just very slightly, which makes it so much more comfortable to wear. You don't have your fingers on either side pressing up against this flat surface. It's actually indented, which is really nice. It makes a very comfortable band. And then I have been stacking it with this one. This is I think it's moissanite stacker that I got off of eBay, and I have been loving eBay recently, as you may tell. So stacking those two like that. And then I don't wear anything on my pinky on this hand, but lately I have been loving this stack, and it is absurd. It is like a lot on one finger, but it makes me feel powerful to put it on my middle finger. So this is a giant bezel set lab diamond. I don't really know how big it is, but one of the things that kind of is annoying about this to me is that it easily spins around my finger, and especially with that big stone, it's like you touch anything and it spins around. And so what I've been doing, which just makes it even more of a statement piece, but it makes it more comfortable to wear, is I stack with it this little stacking band, which I think I got from Chelsea Girl NYC, which is another vintage Instagram seller. Chelsea Girl NYC for that stacker. And then I have this little lab diamond bezel set eternity band that I stack on top of it, and it just locks it all into place so that this thing like does not spin as easily anymore. And so that is my ring stack. This chain, I forget if I mentioned it, but it's from Nana Bijou on Etsy. And this bangle also came from D&H Jewelry. And again, I have to just shout out to them because they were phenomenal at fitting this exactly to my wrist. I went in there multiple times to try on like a wax model of the bangle and make sure that it would fit over my wrist and make sure that it was comfortable and the shape was, gonna be nice. And honestly, before I got into like wearing jewelry every day, I was wearing like just a hair tie on my wrist a lot of the time. And this feels so comfortable. It's like a solid gold version of the hair tie, which is wild. And it's so fancy. And then this is also an eBay find. I got it from Japanese eBay, which I have been loving lately because I feel like there's just so much like interesting stuff on there. This is vintage Seiko. It is I think it's just plated. Like for the price I paid for it, there's no way that it's like actually gold. But I really like it because the tone of it fits in really well with my stack. Like it doesn't stand out as if it's any other kind of metal. And the band is just very comfortable. The watch face is also tiny enough that it doesn't bother me if it swivels around to the other side. So I have really been liking that a lot too. And that is my stack. And these are my peaches, and I hope you have a peachy day.